Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps. And yes, we've got a flavor battle today. Now before you say, hey Trey, this isn't a fair fight. Well, I was talking to a guy who does competition barbecue, and he says he smokes on his Recteq, but grills his steaks on a kettle. And I had to figure out what that was all about. So anyhow, today we've got a battle off between the kettle and the dual fire. So let's kettle up. Now, as this is my time to do charcoal kettle cooking on a Weber, well, I got the Breezo and the Cheftemp S1. I'm going to mount that grate level in terms of the sensor to control the fan and see what I can do to make sure I've got better temperature control than what I think I could do on my own. It holds the promise of being easy to install. Basically, drill a hole and you have a wing nut to keep it in place. Well, I know how to drill a hole, and I've worked a wing nut or two. And I applied my hole punch on the outside and bam! Guess what happened? It just shattered that enamel coating right off. Now don't worry, I covered that up with some heat tape. You can't even tell that there's an issue there. So anyhow, got that hole drilled. That was simple enough. And sure enough, just plugged that thermostat right in and screwed the wing nut to the rear of it, and voila, we were in good shape. And I tested that out for fit and function. And yeah, that worked out fairly well. So now it's time to install the fan. Okay, and again, the fan is what is used to act as a billow to keep those coals burning at a consistent temperature in terms of heating everything, and that heating is sensed by the Cheftemp S1, electric thermostat or digital thermostat up there. So yeah, poke that through the hole, got things installed, tested everything out. And yeah, we're blowing, and that was looking good. Did the burn-in test, made sure everything worked well. It did. I was able to, get it up to 560 degrees and hold it at 400. Wanted a little more capacity, so widen that hole a little bit. Okay, so now let's do it. It's game time with the ribeyes. Got two equally stacked ribeyes, basically the same weight. Season those up with blacks rub. I just find that doesn't only work well on my ribs and my brisket, it works great on steaks, really does. And, started the preheat process. So with the fire starter lit, drop that charcoal chimney stack in place and let the heating up begin. Now I will admit this did take a little bit of time, but once it was heated up, it was time to do the dump. Everything was ashed over, spread those around and got everything in place. Lit it back up and basically said, let's get this thing to temp. So started off around 162 and brought it up. But for the dual fire, it was just the press of a button. So now we're ready. Got things at temperature. Getting the probes in place on each of the ribeyes, just to make sure I track everything. Went ahead and started the smoking process on the dual fire first. But here's the thing, the Weber just was a little bit too hot. So I decided to wait a bit before putting anything on, right? It was 340 to 550 degrees, across the grate there. So I waited a little bit, and then I reminded myself, this is a grill. This isn't a smoker. So on go the steaks, and, we're getting this game started. So there you go. Got the kettle coming up to temp, and the dual fire smoking, just fine. So with everything at temp, it was time to sear. Yep, just move those things right on over to that 550, Fahrenheit hot side, and it wasn't too long. We were getting some flame charcoal kissing going on. And yes, that's my long neck Recteq spatula at work, with, of course, my tongs, long neck tongs, that is. So anyhow, wasn't too long. That was done. I mean, we had everything looking, just good. Everything was at temp. So I put those over to the side just to rest a little bit. And I gotta be honest, I was pretty pleased with how they turned out there for the first time on a charcoal. Now, this isn't my first time to do, the reverse sear, popping it out of the indirect and into the direct. And anyhow, was getting a good flame, wood kiss on, those as well. And yeah, look at that. Everything came out really nice, compared to what I was expecting. Both sets came out really good. Got them right at the right temperature. So now, It was really just a matter of letting them, take a little bit of time, and then, of course, getting ready for the obligatory taste test. But there you go, looking good. Let's talk about the time it took. Basically had a good long smoke period on the indirect and then a short sear. On the kettle, we had that offset low cook and a very quick sear. But I will say this, the Breezo Cheftemps held that temperature all the way through really well. Okay, and what was the verdict? Well, I put a poll out on Facebook to see who thought the one on the left was the dual fire and who thought the one on the right was the dual fire. The one on the right was the dual fire. Anyhow, without a doubt, everybody knew exactly which one was which.
Really good.
Which one?
The smoker one. I haven't tried the other one yet.
Which one's smoker? The other one is really, really good.
Which one? You like that one? Which one you like better?
This one has more pop of flavor.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Alright.
I told you which one I like.
I really like the smoky flavor on this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a close call.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as smoky, but you can definitely taste the charcoal flavor. So that's where we landed, okay? It was really, really good. We prefer the smoky one, but the other one is darn good. Now with the Ribeye Battle behind us, it was time to do the wing battle. Now in this case, I went ahead and got one of those Vortex rings I heard about that focuses, if you will, the heat upward and then gives you, if you will, this great convection cook, okay? So again, here we are preheating everything, getting the fire starter in place, lighting that, and then dumping the coals on top of that. And then again, giving it time to basically ash those coals over and warm everything up in there for a high heat cook. Now my goal here is to hold everything at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and just see how well the Breezo does, the Breezo fan does with that Cheftemp S1 Digital Pro controlling it, okay? For the Recteq, it was just a push of a button one more time, right? That's all you got to do. So with the preheat complete, it was time to get those wings ready. Now these have been doing that baking soda and salt brine that I usually do overnight, and in this case, did the same thing, followed it up with a little duck fat spray, and then it was time to put those wings in place. So just layered everything out evenly across the grate, and wanted to see if there was any real difference in terms of hot spots around it. Obviously the hottest spot is in the center, and so let's just give this thing a test. Now that said, I also wanted to add a little bit of wood smoky flavor to that, so I put the center grate in and layered some mesquite wood chunks on top of it. Apparently that's all you have to do, or at least that's what they say, and they were right. That worked out well. Now as far as the dual fire goes, well, it's time just to load up that rotisserie, and got that going, put that in place, locked everything up, got that started up, and that was preheated again to 400F, holding everything at 400F, and we're going for a 45-minute cook on all of this. And yeah, I'm trying out my new rack on the direct side. So in this case, I wanted to test the upper rack to the grate, down below. So loaded a setup on each of those, right? And again, basically sprayed with duck fat and whatnot, and got everything, into place. And I gotta tell you, I was looking forward to this because honestly, these were some nice looking wings that I picked up, and I was getting kind of hungry, to tell you the truth. So with all that in place, it was time just to sit there and let it rock. Hot and long, 45 minutes, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Came in and took a peek here. Yeah, those were looking good, okay? Probed them out, and yeah, we were getting close to that 45-minute mark, and we were close to done. Took a look over here at the rotisserie wings, and yeah, you know what? Those were actually done. I went ahead and said, got these where I want them, taking them off, turning off the indirect side, and went and took a look at the kettle, And whoa, look at the mahogany gold on that. And yeah, they were above the 205 mark, so those were definitely coming off. So got those off, and I gotta tell you, this was looking fairly impressive. Yeah, I didn't want to leave that little piece behind. I was getting that hungry. But yeah, the smoke was smelling good. Everything was looking really good on these, and the wings were crispy. Really all around everything. Tried my John Henry's again on that. It's a family favorite, and basically just dusted those down and gave those a toss, and evenly coated everything. Now I'm setting up a little bit of a wing battle taste test here. So I'm separating these out into individual bowls, and I'm tinting those with aluminum foil, and I labeled them so that I would know what was what, right? And yeah, even the direct side was looking good. So popped those off, got the lower rack into place, and again, same process, dusted them, put them in the bowl, tinted them up with foil. Time to get the rotisserie ones out. Popped that lid off, basically got in there and pulled all of those out, did the same thing, dusted them with the John Henry's, and then put those into the bowl, got them ready, and then it was time to grab everything off the upper rack on the direct side, okay? And these were looking nice as well. A little sticky because I think I forgot to spray the grate down ahead of time, but spatula in hand, that helped, and again, tossed it and seasoned those up. Now, temperature control, pretty even all the way for the left side. For the right side, again, even as could be. Burned everything down through on the Vortex side. But look at this. That Cheftemp with Breezo held it all the way through. Now, I lowered it at the end just to let that thing die down. But it worked well. So let's figure out what the verdict was on this. Okay, it's time for that taste test. There's that lineup. All right. Now, which one is going to take the crown?
Okay, try the one in the middle.
This one?
Yep. That's the rotisserie. Like I usually make it.
Really good.
Good?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Now, this one here is the Weber one. Okay?
Which one is that?
Off the kettle. The one on the right.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite. It's good, but not good.
Mm-hmm. It is a bit smokier.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one over here on the bottom left. It's from the lower rack on the direct side.
This one's good.
Mm-hmm. Was it better than the first one?
No.
How do you like the seasoning?
Really good. It tastes like John Henry.
John Henry maple bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one is the upper rack. I can't tell the difference between the lower rack and the upper rack.
Well, that dual fire rotisserie takes the crown just as we slide into Zen time. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Yeah, beautiful morning coming together. Walking the puppies. Beautiful skyline. Oh yeah. So thanks for spending time, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Y'all take care now.